is the last set of warm-ups for the German Armed Forces Proficiency Badge training. This is the metabolic warm-up. Two parts to it. The first one is jumping jack based, and then the next part is a burpee based part of the warm-up. As I printed, there's kind of different levels to this. The basic level is as originally printed, which is 10 of each of the movements of the jumping jacks, with no rest necessarily, unless again you're working off of level 2 or 3 or so forth. And then the burpee portion, which is 10 of each of the versions without rest in between. It's okay to do the rests. It's okay to do the rest between the burpees and the jumping jacks. The idea is you want to, at least during the exercises, get your heart rate up. And what I mean up, not just, oh, I feel glistening a little bit, but you actually want to get it to be a challenge. It's not enough that's going to wear you out. 5 minutes after you're done, even if you were panting at the end of this, 5 minutes after this, you'll be fine to do any of the events that you're going to then later on do. So it only only burns a little bit of calories while you're doing it, and it just actually wakes up the metabolic systems that allow you to tap into, because now the body doesn't know if it's going to have to go run, you know, from a tiger. So it starts turning on the systems that allow you to access the ready sources of energy. Whereas if you just went out and jogged at a low intensity, those systems do not get turned on. Okay? So, or if they do, it's until much later into the workout and so forth. So what you want to do is you want to turn all those systems on so they're ready for you to go when you're doing, say, your shuttle run or 1,000-meter run or whatever it is. So I highly encourage getting a good warm-up, including the metabolic set. So just to explain a little bit of what each of those particular things are, in case you haven't heard of those things. What is a half jack? A half jack is basically a jumping jack, but you only go halfway up. So, just like that. It's a half jack. Everybody knows what a full jumping jack is. Okay. Now the next one that I have on here is a squat jack. What is a squat jack? It's just like a regular jumping jack, except for you go into the squat at the bottom. So you go up, and you're down. Up, down. So that's in slow motion, obviously. So it's okay to go somewhat slow to be controlled. You don't have to go legs quite so large. You can go like this. You can even do narrow. You can go wide, whatever your floats your boat. I'm so used to doing wide jumping jacks that it's natural for me to go wide and do like a sumo squat, but you don't have to. You can do narrow, whichever works for you. And the next set is called cross jack. All a cross jack is instead of the arms going up, they go across, alternating, and the legs also cross. So it looks like this. I'll turn sideways so you can see. I do a little hop step with it rather than straight switch. You can do straight switch with your legs, or you can do that little tap that I did before. So. Like so. All right. So the next thing is burpees. What is a total body extension? First off, and then I'll show you what a burpee is. Total body extension is basically instead of jumping, you're just going to extend into a high reach. So you've done your burpee, and basically you come up, and you're kind of up on your toes, and you're stretching as high as you can. It's actually somewhat, in some ways, more challenging than to jump, because it's like your feet are welded to the floor, and you go to jump, and you're stuck. The goal is to fully extend and get all your energy projected up without your feet leaving the floor. So what is the burpee? So for those of you who are unfamiliar with the burpee, infamous within the CrossFit community and the body weight community, awesome exercise just in and of itself, but there's so many variations. We're going to do the most basic version and then add a couple things to it. So the most basic version is from standing. What I'm going to do, I'm going to do this in slow motion and with each movement to start with. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go down my hands to where my feet are, and then I'm going to hop back into a plank position, and then with or without, depending on what the instructions say, I'll do a push-up, then you hop back, then you come up, and you come up into the jump or the total body extension. So you come up, like so. Now, if you're doing a traditional burpee, you might just do where you come to standing or come to attention. If you're doing the military, where like 4-count body count thing, then you just come to attention. But we've added the total body extension as sort of the minimum thing you do when you come up. So I'll do that a little bit faster. You can see the progression. So down, out, push up, together, extension. I've got to turn the fan off. Sorry, and as you can see, it was hard. I actually came up on my toes a little bit into a jump, which at the beginning stage you don't need to do. So I'll do it again, since I did it, do it perfectly. So down, back, push up, up, extension, down, back, push up, extension. All right? So if you are doing the push-ups, what you'll see frequently, and this is not correct, is people will go down into the push-up and then come up and call that their push-up. That's not the push-up. It's down, plank, push-up, knees up, and then up. All right? So it's a discrete, separate movement. Makes it more challenging. You're not using momentum of the push up to get you up and throw your legs up on your feet. Now, there are times we'll do that specifically just for the speed approach when you're trying to do like maximum burpees, and it has the jump and down all the way to your belly and pop up. But that's not really considered a full real push-up in the middle of it. So that's the basic burpee with the total body extension. And then the next one would be, that I actually have you do, is the push-up. I'll show you the basic without the push-up. So, because the first set of 10 is basically, you go down, back, together, extension, down, back, together, extension. The next set is with the jump. So it's, and the push-up. So you go down, back, push-up, together, up, down, back, push up, together, jump. Okay? Next set is all similar the same, except for this time, the push-up is called a Spider-Man push-up. Hopefully the angle is good here with the camera. What Spider-Man push-up is you go down from your plank position. What you're going to do is you're going to bring your knee up, but instead of keeping it on the ground, you're going to float it out to the side as you come down in the push-up. So it's easier to demonstrate in real time. So I go down in my push-up, opposite side, like so. Okay? So you go down, you're just hovering. Try to touch the elbow and back. Now you don't need to turn your head like I'm doing to talk to the camera. So how would that look with the burpee? So you go down, back, Spider-Man push-up, Spider-Man push-up, together, and jump. Okay? And that would be one. Next one. Because you notice right and left leg both. So you're doing two push-ups. Next one is called the cross-leg mountain climber. So you could either do this instead of your push-up or do a regular push-up and then do the left-right version of the mountain climber. So it goes like this. So you go down, back, If you want to do a push-up, do a push-up. But at this point, you're going to do the mountain climber with the cross leg. So what that does is you bring your right knee to your left elbow and back, left knee to right elbow and back. So you want your hips to relatively stay still. They're going to rotate, but they're not going to drop all the way down and then come back up. All right? So again, cross, back, back. If you want to do another push-up, so be it. And then jump. So you have a choice of doing a push-up before the cross legs, or after, or both if you're hardcore. Or if you want, skip the push-up and just do the cross leg. Otherwise, it's just the same. Down, jump at the top. All right? So, and the thing is on that last set, since it is your last set, try to get max height. So when you come up, really swing your arms, really push off, and get as high as you can, okay? You know, even if it's like the last 2 or 3, that you're really getting that height. You want to really try to activate those legs as much as you can. And again, I put 10 of each, 10 of each, 10 of each. If you find that even if you're taking, say, 30-second break between each one, and even if you're, you know, whatever, and you can't do the 10, that's fine. The goal is not to wear you out. The goal is to get you heart pumping, you're breathing hard, so that when you're done, within about 2 minutes, you're like back to normal, but you felt it. Get everything going, okay? Just my demonstration got my heart rate up a little bit, and I only did, what, a couple of each, right? So if you want to start with 3 of each, and then go da-da-da-da right through, that's fine. If you want to do 5 of each, that's fine. If you can do the 10 of each, but have to do with the extra breaks and so forth, that's why I put the level thing in there. And again, you can adjust from that. There's no honor in being level 5. It's just for some of those people who've done a lot of burpees, they're going to find that doing this may not get them quite as warmed up as they would like. What I suggest is for the level 5 people is that what they do is they do this warm-up and gets their heart rate up a little bit. It's probably actually sufficient to get them warmed up for their activities for the German Armed Forces Day. They don't need to do more. But if they're doing this for training, what they can do is they can use the same set of workout and do, say, sets of 3, and if they need to, add repetitions, so 12 of each, and do 3 sets with no break between the the jumping jack and the burpee set, and use that as a workout finisher. They've done all the other workout, and now they're trying to really hammer it at the finish. This is a great way to do that. Again, so they can do the 2 sets of that, and if they want, that's the time when they could also start going, okay, well now I'm doing the 10 of each, but what I want to try to do is do it as fast as I can. So that's where being cautious about being strict about your push-ups in good form and all that stuff is important, but you can do it as a head-to-head with somebody and try to see who can do it faster. Not as a warm-up, but as a workout finisher. Okay, see the difference? All right, so try these out. Feedback. There's issues or problems. If there's something like, for example, you're trying to do the burpees and whatever, and you're getting challenges with it or something that you don't understand the way the instructions are written, please email me. Let me know exactly what you have, and I'll try to work with you on a one-to-one. And if it's something that's good for the group, I will put it out, and if need be, I'll even modify it from the plans here. I'm perfectly willing to do that. So let me know. I'm doing this for you so that everybody gets gold in the badge.